93.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies, Gifts, and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies, Awards, and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies, Awards, and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
From beautiful townhomes to equestrian estates, Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club provides the perfect haven of elegance for any homeowner. Not to mention our championship golf course, award-winning tennis program, state-of-the-art spa, and new luxury equestrian suite. We offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. Call 352-369-6969 today for more information about our latest real estate offerings.
You can't put it off any longer. It's time to replace your home's AC system.
The answer is ASolvesItAll.com and an exceptionally efficient AC system. Let the pros at A show you how you can save on energy monthly and give your family added comfort. The great thing is that ASolvesItAll.com is on call 7 to 7, 7 days a week at no extra charge.
For a limited time, mention WOCA and get a special discount.
Call 877-765-4ACE or ASolvesItAll.com.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
WOCA.
Back final couple minutes of this hour on the program called The Voice of Ocala with Chief Greg Graham at Ouch.
I know, that hurt.
I wish I could crack my knuckles like that again. Chief Greg Graham, yeah.
Your hands will swell up. You'll have arthritis.
All right, we can't get time for that. Chief wants to talk about promotions and retirements.
The older you get, the more you realize how old you get. But so this week, Dennis Yance, who was a major with our organization, retired after a total of 30 years in the department. He had taken a small hiatus where he left and went and worked for FedEx for a little while. But I started in March of 1983. He started in July of 1983. So he just retired, and he's taking a month off, but then he's going to come back as the city's social services coordinator, which is a new position, which we're kind of excited about because we're having a lot of issues downtown with homeless and vagrants, and hopefully he's going to be able to help us with that. So with the major leaving, obviously there's some promotions that had to be made. We're in the process of doing a sergeant's test, so I wasn't able to promote a sergeant because I don't have a list, but we did promote Captain Tara Woods to major, and I don't know if she's ever been on this show or not. I may have her come next week.
Okay.
She's awesome. I just love her. She truly has a servant's heart, does a great job, believes in the mission and the philosophy of the organization.
I don't know, Tom. It sounds like maybe a potential replacement there. What do you think?
She absolutely and will do a better job.
Permanent replacement possibility.
And is more aesthetically pleasing. I'll have to say that too.
I've met her on numerous occasions. She is very well spoken, one of the nicest people you'll meet, but you can see that little gleam in her eyes that if you got out of line, she'd put you back in it pretty quick.
Yeah, she scares me. So, but yeah, she's awesome. And then I promoted Lieutenant Steve Cuppy to captain.
Okay.
Now Tara will be in charge of our patrol division.
All right.
She was our District 1 commander.
10 seconds.
And so Cuppy goes to District 1, and then Sergeant Charlie Eads was promoted to lieutenant to head up our evidence section. So we're really excited about that.
A lot of movement going on in the Ocala Police Department. Doing good work over there. All right, thanks, Chief Graham. Appreciate it very much. Coming up next, we're talking hopefully to Terry Bradshaw and much more coming your way. How much does the best player in the NBA make? Luke might be surprised how many make more than he does on his own team. Coming up next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Do you suffer with frequent migraines? If you've experienced several migraines each month for at least the past year, you may qualify for a clinical research study. To find out more information about this study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. All study medications and study-related procedures are at no cost to you, and insurance is not required. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. Again, if you suffer frequent migraines, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's 352-629-5800. Rinstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
If you missed Buddy's Sports Page recently, longtime columnist Dave Kindred talked about the relationship between Pee Wee Reese and Jackie Robinson of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
The only story that he told me about that kind of relationship involved an exhibition game in 1947, Robinson's rookie year in Atlanta. The exhibition was in Atlanta. Robinson received a letter saying that he would be killed if he showed up on the field. They're warming up, Robinson and Reese side by side, and the way Pee Wee told the story to me was that he said, "Jackie, would you move away from me a little bit? The guy might be a bad shot." That's the only story that Pee Wee ever told me that has anything to do with, a black-white relationship.
Remember, for all the latest sports news, you can hear it all on Buddy's Sports Page every weekday from 5 to 6 o'clock, right here on The Source.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's Upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's Upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Next time you're thinking about beating the train, think again. It takes a typical freight train traveling 50 miles an hour, 1.5 miles to stop. That's nearly 18 football fields. Don't try to beat the train. Florida's roads can be highways or dieways. The choice is yours. A message from Operation Lifesaver.
This message also brought to you by your friends here at WOCA News Talk 1370.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Hillary Clinton could sew up the Democratic nomination in this Tuesday's primaries. She took on Donald Trump at a Women for Hillary rally.
Donald Trump says, oh, there she goes, playing the woman's card. Well, I'll tell you what, if talking about paid family leave, equal pay, women's rights to make our healthcare decisions is playing the woman's card, then deal me in.
Clinton in Culver City, California. So much rain has fallen in Paris, France, that the Seine River has risen to record levels. There are tentative plans to move the seat of government to higher ground should flooding persist. And it's still raining in Texas. The Brazos River at flood stage and still rising. Homeowner Bo Franklin and Rose Sharon can't believe it.
I've been here 20 years. And never seen it like this.
Governor Greg Abbott has declared a state of emergency in 30 counties. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Psst. Hey, it's me, your car. No, it's not the voice of your car phone or your GPS that gives you driving directions. I'm sorry to interrupt your tunes, but we need to talk. Take a look around. I'm not the new car I used to be. The season's dirt and mud really did a number on my carpet here. And that iced coffee you spilled, that didn't help. And with the rain showers and all, I know it's going to be a real mud bath in here. So do me a favor and get a set of WeatherTech floor liners. Got it? Now, how about a wash and detail? What do you say?
WeatherTech floor liners and cargo liners keep your vehicle's carpet safe from spills and messes. Made of the highest quality materials and laser measured, WeatherTech floor liners are specifically designed for your vehicle. And they're made in America. If it could talk, your vehicle would thank you. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech. Complete protection, completely American made.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some
editing, transition, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of the Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
All right, to the program on the Voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, along with Tom and Luke and Alan. Alan's not wearing a hat today. I don't know. He usually wears one. That throws me off a little bit, but he's not wearing one. We'll talk a little sports. We'll talk a little bit about showbiz and talk a little bit about politics this hour, kind of a mixed bag. And we'll, starting back in 2 weeks, we'll have Dr. Marcia Morris, who will be joining us in this hour. Terrific show if you haven't heard it. Family Matters. Dr. Morris, of course, board-certified psychiatrist from the University of Florida, and she's educated at Harvard and Yale, two pretty good institutions of learning there. She'll be joining us on the 15th, and we'll have that show aired on the 18th, I believe. So, plus, old Budrow here has got a little calendar going. I'm going to be sliding out of town, heading out to the west, and going to visit some family, catch up with a few of my buddies like Joe Williams and maybe Terry Bradshaw and a few people like that, and get a little vacay. So Tom will be carrying you with his cast of thousands. He's got many people lined up to sit in this chair over here, so I know it'll be just fine.
Don't get Wally pipped.
Yeah, I'm past that already. I've been Wally pipped a long time ago, so you can't get me on that now. Before I get into the sports story today, this whole thing now that's come out about Trump University and the former Attorney General of Texas, Greg Abbott, who decided that there really wasn't enough to go with the civil liberties, the civil investigation into possible deceptive practices by Trump University. They made this finding, and shortly thereafter, it could be coincidence. He got a $35,000 gift to his campaign from, guess who? Donald Trump. It doesn't look good when things like that happen. And the whole thing with Trump University, and look, I know it's political season, and everybody's got a story, and everybody's got dirt on the other guy. It's just how it is. I know there's people who are saying, yeah, how about Hillary's emails and all that stuff. But there is a really interesting story today in the New York Times that I read about how Trump may have walked over the line this time around. In fact, how he has really challenged the media to a fight and really made them go back to their basic principles of journalism, which is to research and hunt and interview and pick. And, when you get a pack of wolves mad at you, and they want to go start looking at you, you're pretty much guaranteed there are going to be people looking for stuff against you. And Trump's got plenty of skeletons to go after now, don't get me wrong. Not that I all don't. But Donald Trump is not, what they used to call him the Teflon Don, the guy, remember that?
Yeah, John Gotti.
He's not Teflon. He's not invincible.
Okay.
So my final thought, then you can speak. So the question is whether that matters in the public perception or not, which is what's going to decide the race. The point being, this article, and it's really a kind of a fairly balanced story about it. I wouldn't fear the media anymore because they're kind of a toothless tiger. But when you get everybody coming on your tail and digging stuff up, Donald Trump's got plenty that can be exposed about him, and it ain't pretty. So we'll see how that works out.
Well, he says, and rightly so, that he doesn't care about the media, what their perception of him is. He cares about the American voter and what their perception of him is. Mm-hmm. And everybody keeps saying, and I said it, I didn't think he would last. I still say to John Kasich, I still think was the best person for the job out of the Republican Party. But all he does, he's been derogatory towards the Mexican community.
Derogatory?
He's been derogatory towards women. He's been derogatory towards veterans. He's said all these things, and everybody says, well, there it was. That'll be the one. And all it does is he's now the presumptive nominee for president of the United States. When he started this campaign in July a year ago, everybody said, well, he won't last because you can't, in this day and age of political correctness, you can't say the things he's saying and stay in the good graces of the public at large. He's not that notion is not playing out with Donald Trump, and that's what confuses me, buddy. Is in this, have we gotten to a point where political correctness has gotten so out of control in people's minds that this is like a vote for Donald Trump is a vote against political correctness? It's not really a vote for Donald Trump; it's a vote against people, the perceived notion of political correctness. I think that may have some play in this when it's all said and done. That this may be people saying, I'm tired of everything offending me, supposedly offending people. And I'll give you a case in point. Plano, Texas High School this week did not allow the National Honor Society students, the students who had done the stuff to qualify for National Honor Societies, did not allow them to wear the National Honor Society insignia on their gowns at graduation because it would make the other students feel left out. And that's the kind of thought process and the just common sense approach that we see common sense wise. That's terrible that the school did that. That Donald Trump's reaching out to the people, and people are starting to whether you want to admit it or not, people are starting to tune in because of situations like I just pointed out. Political correctness run amok.
Okay, I hear all that, and we've covered that territory a lot in the last year or so.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: do you believe in the basic principles of math and science?
I do.
And history?
Certainly.
Okay. When you use those measuring sticks,
yep,
and you start talking about what's going on here, if Newton's law is accurate,
everything that goes up must come down.
It's actually what it is that for every action, there's equal and opposite reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I know a friend of mine used to have these big steel, like ball bearings, silver ones, and what it does is that you swing them back this way, and they'll go this way, then they'll come back and they'll collide, and then the steel ball goes the other way. Equal and opposite reaction, I believe is what it is. So if you look on that look at history. Every time we've had an election where we got a wrong guy elected, we went back and got the opposite person in office. So what you're saying is that we've got some of this with Trump, and that might be the case. Having said that, if you go back to basics of math and you go back to basics of history and you go back to the basics of journalism, which is without fear of favor, trying to report the most accurate thing you can report, and you use a simple timeline to show what Donald Trump has done and what is accurate and these number of offenses he's committed against people that you just listed.
Right.
And how many people can you insult and disrespect until it begins to have a toll on you? Donald Trump is not Christ, okay?
No, I know.
And he can't continue to do this and not have repercussions.
You say that, yet he keeps rising in the polls.
Well, I mean, the proof is going to be in the pudding. We'll see.
I agree with you 100% that somewhere the apex has to be reached, and then he has to start falling down back to earth. I agree with what you're saying.
Know what? And maybe the timing is going to be different. Maybe it'll be too late. Maybe it'll be after he's been elected. Who knows? I don't know.
He may be a president that gets impeached and removed out of office.
Who knows?
Wins. Who knows?
I get why he's popular.
We never thought it would get this far.
I get why we're in this situation. I'm looking at the situation as, do I want my country to be represented in that Oval Office by a man like Donald Trump? And I'm having a hard time with it.
See?
And by the way, I'm not too thrilled about Hillary, but when I start weighing the issues and thinking, a lot of it has to do with his comportment, how he acts as a bully. He is a bully.
Yes.
And you can't bully the world. I'm sorry. It's the most powerful office, but you cannot bully the world. So I'm going to stop right there. And that's a good.
What they told Andrew Jackson, too.
Well, look what happened now. He's disgraced.
I know he is, that's where I fear we're going. Yeah. But there is precedent that a disgraceful person has been president before.
Could be. Now let's stop right there, and I want to. Well, let's take a break. Come back, and we're going to try to get Terry Bradshaw. But I got two young men down there I want to get their reaction to that. And totally honest, I don't care what your views are. We don't have a rule here. You have to think like I think. That's
no,
because
because we had that. Well, you and I wouldn't be doing radio for 5 years.
So you're welcome to, and I know this is new for all of you, but these are the decisions you have to make for yourself in the future about your country and what's going to be, and what kind of person do you want as your president. Well, you had a little bit of discussion about that last week. So we come back, we'll get Luke Sylvia and Alan Barney's view on this. And in between, if we get Terry Bradshaw, which we hope we're going to do, we're going to try again, we'll talk about his new reality show, which is supposed to make his debut on August 23rd. At last, this long talked about comedy, which I'm looking forward to seeing, will be making the tube. So if we get a hold of Terry, we'll talk about that. If not, we got plenty more sports to talk about. The Big 12 has finally awakened to smell the coffee. We'll tell you about that next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
Are you in the process of planning your wedding reception? Or are you planning that birthday party for someone special? Or maybe you're just looking to throw a party for yourself. Are you in charge of this year's company outing and looking for something fresh and fun to do? Well, KT Entertainment is your answer to all those questions. We provide music, trivia, and karaoke for everybody's enjoyment. If you would like to get in touch with KT Entertainment and find out about our competitive prices, call us at 352-512-2611. That's 352-512-2611. Or you can find us on the web at kt4fun.com. That's KT, the number 4, fun.com. So remember, whether it's a wedding reception, a party, or a company outing, it's KT Entertainment for all your karaoke, trivia, or musical needs.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
WWWOCA,
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Back at Voice of Ocala, we still haven't reached Terry Bradshaw. We'll endeavor to do that. If not today, we'll get him on next week on the regular show. Of course, he's on that program with William Shatner and Henry Winkler and George Foreman called Better Late Than Never, which will premiere in August, on August 23rd. So comedian Jeff Dye also will be on the show as a tour guide where 4 people are going across Asia without any kind of itinerary. That should be fun. Wow. Right before the break, we talked about some of the issues on both sides of the political spectrum, particularly the latest on news out of on Donald Trump about Trump University and the fact that the former Attorney General in Texas had a $35,000 tip after he ruled favorably on an issue Trump University, which had been charged with possible deceptive trade practices. And I'm not saying that it was because of it, but after he ruled on it, Abbott, who's a Republican, serving as Attorney General, quietly dropped the investigation when Trump agreed to end the operations and then sent him a $35,000 stipend for his campaign. So, I mean, those are things that, do they pass the smell desk? I don't know. But let's go to the millennial corner over here. We like this show. We like to be able to hear from young people, especially this generation, who are just starting out in politics. They get their vote counts as much as anybody else. So Luke Sylvia and Alan Barney, you heard us talking about it. Give us your honest take on this. Are you concerned? Do you have what's your worst fears? Is there a reason why you like somebody better than the other? And what do you think of Trump's behavior? Are you okay with it?
I wouldn't say I'm okay with Trump's behavior. At all. As we know, he takes to Twitter for things. He just handles things in a way that I think is unprofessional and immature. Something that a high school girl would probably do, actually. But
that's a good description, by the way.
But I think for that reason, I'm not in favor of Trump. At first it was the first impression that he was entertaining, that he was the reason people watch debates, and now it's just gotten out of hand. He hasn't come out of that character. I think he could have maybe used his character to win people over and then maybe professionalized himself a little bit more as the debates went on. But that hasn't happened. So I think because I am a Republican, I will be voting for the Republican Party. I will not be voting Democrat, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. So
you're going straight party line regardless, right?
Right, yeah. And but that's just where I stand. And that viewpoint might change the more that Trump talks. You never know what Trump will say to make you despise even more what he's doing. But right now since I am Republican, that's probably where I'll be staying.
And we talked with the mayor, Ken Gwynn, this week about libertarianism, which none of us really know what it is exactly. I read the definition out. We talked about it. We kicked it around. obviously lower taxes, less government, et cetera, the candidates who they were, and people are looking for a third party. And I think we all agreed after that discussion that a lot left to be desired there for that. And we also know that pretty much you're wasting your vote by voting for a third party. Although out of protest, rather than not vote for anybody, it is an option. Alan, you heard that conversation. You heard what we talked about with these two candidates. Give me your viewpoint from your age group.
I can't really say I'm totally for someone or a party because I'm not that much into politics, but I was going to take the mayor's advice and start watching and becoming more informed and make a good decision so that my vote isn't wasted. So right now, I couldn't tell you who I'm with. And I mean, Trump, yeah, he is out of line and he needs to tone it down just a little bit, I think.
It's had.
So you're in a discovery mode. You want to know more about it, and it's just what you should do. You should learn more about it. Listen, you're being honest. A lot of people are in your same boat. They don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but I guarantee you that a lot of people know a lot less than I do and a lot less than what you do. So if you are open to the discussion and you're willing to read and listen and watch, one thing I'll say about Tom is that Tom Schmitz is very good at gathering information. He reads and he watches and he listens, and when he has an opinion, most of the time it's based on what he's read and researched. And I will say that both of us have had an education on this show the last 5 years, primarily by having guests on and learning from what they say, and then going back home and reading. Would that be fair, Tom? Don't you think we both have had an education?
Yeah, that's going into this, I'll tell you what I knew Donald Trump as a loudmouth New Yorker who destroyed one of the best casinos I've ever been in, Trump Taj Mahal, in Atlantic City, one of my favorite places. That how you run a casino into the ground is amazing to me. But he there's some other challenges in Atlantic City, and I knew the Trump University, I'd known there were people complaining about that, so I decided to look into this guy. First off, he comes across as a hardworking man, but his dad gave him his start in business by giving him money and saying, now he had to take that money and invest it properly and build a business with it. But he did have a little advantage over everybody else in how he got started. But I did read his book. It caused me to buy from Amazon, give money to Donald Trump. I bought The Art of the Deal, the book. And I read the book.
Bestseller.
I read the book.
Mm-hmm.
If the Donald Trump that's in that book and the Donald Trump that his daughter Ivanka says he is and his sons say he is, of course, there's children. They're going to have glowing things to say about their father. If he's the Trump that was in that book, and not the crass guy who is about to get in fisticuffs with everybody he talks to. The guy that you read in Art of the Deal is a brilliant man who's pretty good at getting things done, which is what we need after 4 years almost 8 years now, of the Republicans trying from the control of the House or the Senate to shut down the executive branch, and so nothing's getting done. You and I have talked numerous times on this show about how they don't get along and nothing's getting done.
It's broken. It's a broken system.
I just keep going back to that story that the ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center, the city ice skating rink where the trees put up and everything. New York City tried 8 different times over 6 years to rebuild that thing and get it up and running. They couldn't do it. Finally, Trump, because it's right there near one of his towers, went to the city, said he could do it. The city didn't want to let him do it. Finally, after about 2 years, they relented. Trump said he didn't know anything about hockey, didn't know anything about ice skating rinks, so he went and got a company out of Canada that's their job is ice skating rinks. And the thing came in 3 months ahead of schedule and like a sizable sum of money under budget. Yeah. And he says his point there was, I may come across, he said this in the book, I may come across as thinking that I know everything, but I don't know everything. But what I don't know, I go find people who can teach me or do it. And that's what Ronald Reagan did. I'm reminded of Ronald Reagan, not the most gifted person but he had surrounded himself by very gifted people. Do I think Donald Trump's Ronald Reagan? No, I do not.
Okay. Having said that, and we'll continue the discussion on the side of the break, let's look at the failures of Donald Trump. And if you add them all up, now look, everybody who's a venture capitalist is going to make mistakes. You talked about the whole Atlantic City. It wasn't just that. It was basically the whole Atlantic City was based on the Las Vegas of the East. And now Trump was a large part of that whole movement, and it's just casino was part of that. But you can go on with Trump University and Trump this and Trump that and all the things he's tried and failed miserably. And the other thing he's done is, by the way, he's not told the truth. He's not told the truth because he changes it from 1 hour to the next, never mind the day or the week. And those are the things now. Having said that, I don't know. Is that the kind of guy you want? Well, maybe you do.
Well, I can point out everybody in this race. I can point out times they shaded the truth.
Yeah, I'm just talking about one guy right now because he's a leading candidate, and he may be the next president.
He's a leading Republican candidate.
Yeah, presumptive candidate. Anyway, we can talk about both sides of it. I'm just saying this is the perception. We'll take a break. Return after this time out on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
If you missed Buddy's Sports Page recently, longtime columnist Dave Kindred talked about the relationship between Pee Wee Reese and Jackie Robinson of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
The only story that he told me about that kind of relationship involved an exhibition game in 1947, Robinson's rookie year in Atlanta. The exhibition was in Atlanta. Robinson received a letter saying that he would be killed if he showed up on the field. They're warming up. Robinson and Reese side by side, and the way Pee Wee told the story to me was that he said, "Jackie, would you move away from me a little bit? The guy might be a bad shot." That's the only story that Pee Wee ever told me that has anything to do with, a black-white relationship.
Remember, for all the latest sports news, you can hear it all on Buddy's Sports Page every weekday from 5 to 6 o'clock, right here on The Source.
Michelob Ultra is more than a superior light beer. It's taking in all life has to offer, like catching a wave or biking a long trail. And when you're done, you reach for a cold Michelob Ultra. Fewer carbs, fewer calories, more to look forward to. Michelob Ultra. Long live the ultra life. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Light Beer, 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0 grams fat per 12-ounce serving. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Hillary Clinton could sew up the Democratic nomination in this Tuesday's primaries. She took on Donald Trump at a Women for Hillary rally.
Donald Trump says, oh, there she goes, playing the woman's card. Well, I'll tell you what, if talking about paid family leave, equal pay, women's rights to make our health care decisions is playing the woman's card, then deal me in.
Clinton in Culver City, California. So much rain has fallen in Paris, France, that the Seine River has risen to record levels. There are tentative plans to move the seat of government to higher ground should flooding persist. And it's still raining in Texas. The Brazos River at flood stage and still rising. Homeowner Bo Franklin and Rose Sharon can't believe it.
I've been here 20 years and never seen it like this.
Governor Greg Abbott has declared a state of emergency in 30 counties. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Hey, it's me, your car. No, it's not the voice of your car phone or your GPS that gives you driving directions. I'm sorry to interrupt your tunes, but we need to talk. Take a look around. I'm not the new car I used to be. The season's dirt and mud really did a number on my carpet here. And that iced coffee you spilled, that didn't help. And with the rain showers and all, I know it's going to be a real mud bath in here. So do me a favor and get a set of WeatherTech floor liners. Got it? Now, how about a wash and detail? What do you say?
WeatherTech floor liners and cargo liners keep your vehicle's carpet safe from spills and messes. Made of the highest quality materials and laser measured, WeatherTech floor liners are specifically designed for your vehicle. And they're made in America. If it could talk, your vehicle would thank you. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech. Complete protection, completely American made.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
WOCA,
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source. WOCA.
Back on the Voice of Ocala, Terry Bradshaw, not available at the moment. We'll get to him early next week. And I had a question I posed to Luke earlier, and we'll talk about it. And I'll tell you what I thought of last night's NBA game as well. Luke.
Yes, sir.
Can you name, you know how many people are making more money on the Warriors than the MVP and Curry?
Well, buddy, I actually had, I sound like I'm in a tunnel again. Actually, buddy, I was curious about this a couple months ago, so I did look it up a couple months ago. And I believe it was 4.
Mm-hmm. Correct on the number. Can you name who they are?
Klay Thompson's highest. I know for whatever reason Andrew Bogut's up there.
12 million.
NBA Finals MVP of last year, Andre Iguodala. And the other one...
He's the second highest paid guy on the team. He makes $14.3 million, just a little bit less than Klay Thompson.
Draymond Green?
Yep. That surprised me. I guess Bogut surprised me a little more than that.
Yeah.
But Curry's making less than Iguodala. That's criminal.
Not by much, but he is, yeah.
That's criminal. So, all right, so here's what I thought of last night's NBA game. I didn't turn it on. That's what I thought about it. But you guys watched it, so go ahead and get your NBA fix.
Well, Tom and I were actually texting about it last night. There was some... the officials have been consistent. They've consistently been
bad.
Terrible. And last night, there was a shot clock that should have been reset. Didn't happen. Just a lot of little things here and there that were noticeable.
There was a shot clock reset that didn't happen that led to an 8-0 run by the Golden State Warriors that the momentum turned with that non-violation, that shot clock violation, which clearly was not a shot clock violation.
Right. And the big story last night was the fact that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson combined for, I believe, 18 or 19 points last night. And Sean Livingston posted a career-high postseason score of 20 points last night, and the bench combined for 45 points for the Golden State Warriors. So that's pretty scary, actually, because when you think about it, the bench scored 45. Curry and Thompson didn't even combine for 20-plus points, and they still won by 18, 19 points. So it was concerning. But Tom, there is one thing I want to talk about real quick. In that
you're going to tell me LeBron James' record when he loses game 1? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, but that is 9-0. After he loses game 1, in game 2 he is 9-0. So no, I want to talk about Matthew Dellavedova.
His antics on the court, his groin kick,
his groin hit with his right hand. Yep.
How? I heard the announcers last night saying they can't call a flagrant. He was swiping at the ball.
At the ball in the right arm.
Yeah, he's swiping at the ball in the right arm.
That's a low hit for
By the way, if I'm swiping at the ball and a right arm, I'm not doing it with a closed fist.
And I'm not following through either.
No, he followed through and hit a home run.
Oh, yeah, hit a home run. And that was very bold of him on Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala turned around, looked like he was about to hit him on the top of the head with the ball. And I wish he would have, because Matthew Dellavedova is a rat. And he's an instigator. He plays the same type of role that a Matt Barnes and Lance Stevenson plays. Just to ruffle the feathers of the players a little bit. And he did that, and you know what ensued that? After they called a common foul, ensuing that call was an Andre Iguodala three-pointer, telling him what he thinks of him. So, and that also sparked a run. So nothing really went well for the Cavs last night.
I don't know. I don't understand what it takes these days to get a foul bad enough to get you out of an NBA game. Because
you have to be paid a very low amount.
I saw a kick.
Jones.
I saw a kick in the Western Conference Finals that was said, it was just his leg flailing out. A clean kick to the groin in the Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
Now we watched a punch to the groin that was deemed, I guess, by the officiating crew to be swiping at the ball.
Tom, they looked at it for 20 minutes.
What does it take, buddy? Well,
I watched it on video just now. There is that little bit of question, but it's pretty clear that what he was aiming at was not the ball.
Yeah. Well. In a matter of speaking.
Got my drift?
Yeah, exactly. So, to me, they get away with a lot more flagrant violence in the NBA than they do in the NFL.
They do, and there's a lot of favoritism because we saw Dante Jones for the Cavaliers get called for a groin hit and got suspended for a game, and it wasn't near as malicious as Draymond Green's kick.
Well, let's not give him a sainthood yet. Draymond Green is not exactly an angel.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
No, that kick that Draymond Green did, the NBA said, "Well, we fined him." Well, fine. He kicked someone in the groin, and he said, "No, it was a follow through on my shot." No, it wasn't.
No,
it was a kick. Dellavedova last night, I was trying to hit the ball. No, you weren't. Not the basketball.
No.
But the NBA, it's almost like they've just let him loose.
You don't want them to you don't want them to take over and call every little ticky-tacky foul.
But when both of these flagrant shots to the groin area, and nobody's ejected, nobody's thrown. To me, you hit me there and they don't do anything to you.
No.
I promise you, I'm getting ejected from the game because I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
And that would help your team a lot, by the way, but
and
that's okay.
The pastor and I, Ron, last night, my dad, we were watching the game, and he watched the replay of it because I had him come in there to watch it because he went out of the room to take care of my mom really quickly. So he came back. I told him to watch this, and he said, I don't know how Andre Iguodala restrained himself. I would have gotten thrown out of the game.
No.
So
okay. All right, we've covered the NBA for one. When's game 3?
Game 2 is Sunday.
Sunday night, okay. Sunday afternoon or Sunday night? Sunday afternoon.
Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
Sunday night,
it's the most ridiculous thing. They play Thursday and then take 2 days off, and they're in the same city.
All right, let's talk a little football here for a change. There's some news today in football. The Big 12, has finally awakened and smelled the coffee. They're going to have, get this, a championship game.
Well, now that Art Browse isn't there anymore.
Yeah. And, you know, so someone said, okay, what happened to that 1 true champion slogan you used to have when you said we don't have to worry about that? We got 1 true champion. So the Big 12 now, that game's worth $25 million to them in revenue, and it killed them in the postseason. Look at the times that they could have possibly gotten in the Final Four, but they didn't have that championship game
They would have
involved.
gotten the Final Four.
Yeah. So what do you think? Why do you think it took so long for them to realize? Hey, you're thinking back in the 1960s here. Everybody's got a championship game.
It's obvious to me, and it goes back to the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. The Big 12 Conference, for all intents purposes,
old Southwest
is
Conference.
the Southwestern Conference. And you know, buddy, you've covered this game a long time. The arrogance of the schools in Texas thinking that football doesn't exist outside of the state of Texas. They make the rules. I think that arrogance has played a long time into this decision. Texas controls the Big 12, and we don't need a champ. We got a true champion. We have a champion the way it's supposed to be done. We don't need a championship game to tell us who the champion is. Champions are wins and losses. Mm-hmm. I think the arrogance that is left over from the Southwestern Conference days probably is why it took this long.
What do you guys think?
I'm also surprised that it took this long, buddy. And I was looking at the article, and it's estimated they're going to be bringing in $25 million. And I'm surprised it took this long. As I said, I'd like to know the reason. What clicked? What light bulb went on that
common sense prevailed finally?
I guess so. After this long, seeing the other conferences, this might work. Might make us more so contenders.
Alan, you got any thoughts on that?
Like everybody else said, it's about time. I mean, every other conference has a championship game, so why not? And like you said, it costs them in the playoffs. So
yeah, I heard a thing. Excuse me, Tom, on SEC on Paul Feinbaum's show. John Calipari made a really bold statement that almost didn't get covered, which I thought was interesting.
I thought it was a fantastic idea.
And he said that let's do away with the SEC basketball tournament because it really means nothing. You almost don't want to be playing in the finals because it hurts you in the tournament. Mm-hmm. And let's have a preseason tournament, in the SEC. I think there's some merit because, look, you want to rest your players at the end, and you also, when you win the SEC, it doesn't really help your setting. You didn't like football.
Unless you are having an under 500 record and you end up winning the tournament.
Well, if you're like 18
but you shouldn't
and 12,
be in there if you're under 500.
Right, if you're 18 and 12 or 19 and 12, and you win your conference tournament, it gives you the automatic bid. Basketball is so much different because the regular season is so long. You can come back from losses and all. There's no reason for that tournament to get an automatic bid and the tournament champion to get an automatic bid, in my estimation. Put it at the beginning of the season. Think about what that does to your RPI, buddy. It would help your RPI because now you play the conference schedule, but you've also played a couple more conference games against Division I schools instead of playing the Manhattan University and instead of playing Life Chiropractic University in Atlanta.
Hey, don't knock them, okay.
That.
And by the way, you're right. And the schedule that Florida's had, although it's gotten better the last couple of years, has been horrible preseason. They play 2 or 3 games that are worthwhile. And so this is, you say
preseason, we mean pre-conference season. They still count.
They really don't start counting until January because of the conference, as they say. But you could have some really good games with quality school matchups, which I think would only help you. If you got 2 losses, fine. If you're playing Kentucky and UCLA and whoever else, you think, well, okay, they play good teams. Give them points for playing. I think it's something. I have not heard anybody respond to that. And it went right past Paul Feinbaum. I meant to ask him yesterday. By the way, Paul Feinbaum joins us in the next hour on Southern Picks again tonight. We didn't talk about that. We talked a lot about the whole issue with Jim Harbaugh and the satellite camps, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We discuss that coming up in the next hour. So anyway, just some thoughts. All right, let's take a break, come back, wrap it up here on this hour of the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Have you been diagnosed with BPH or an enlarged prostate gland? Are you tired of getting up at night to visit the bathroom? You may be eligible for the Equinox study, a clinical research study of an investigational drug to reduce the number of times you wake up to urinate at night, a condition known as nocturia. To qualify, you must be male, be at least 18 years of age, have been diagnosed with BPH, have been bothered by nocturia for at least 1 year, and meet additional study requirements. Qualified participants will receive all study medication and study-related care from a dedicated team of medical staff at no cost. Health insurance is not required to participate. Again, the Equinox study is for males, ages 18 and older, who are diagnosed with BPH and have been bothered by nocturia for at least 1 year. To find out more and to see if you qualify, please call 1-352-234-8436. That's 1-352-234-8436.
Hello, everybody. This is Terry Bradshaw of Fox NFL Sunday. Whenever I'm in Ocala, if I'm not singing and singing with my buddy Mel Tillis, then I'm listening to my longtime friend Buddy Martin on WOCA. Of course, I rarely get to Ocala, so if you believe that, I've got some horses I'd like to sell you. Some of them even have 4 legs. Regardless, I highly recommend you listen to Buddy Martin's Sports Page weekdays at 5 p.m. right here on The Source.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, it's June 6th, and we're remembering June 6th of 1944, also known as D-Day, the turning point in World War II when the Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served by size.
And then medical reporter Bern Pareso will be in the studio giving us information about health providers.
Jim Penna and Ron Viola will be speaking about the National Association for Amateur Radio Field Day event happening June 25th and June 26th.
All of that plus fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA. AM 1370. 96.3. 96.3 FM.
We are The Source. WOCA. News, talk, sports, and more.
Back on Voice of Ocala, looking at the news, a tragic story about a young pitcher from Vanderbilt, 19 years old, Donnie Everett, apparently drowned in an incident scheduled over the weekend. He was 19 years old, as I said. According to Coffee County, Tennessee Sheriff's Department, dispatchers sent a deputy and ambulance to Normandy Lake just before 5 p.m. Thursday it was, after receiving reports of a subject that has gone underwater. Coach Tim Corbin told players and coaches Everett's death Thursday night, and they're now trying to decide what they're going to do about the game they got coming up. They met this afternoon, and they decided to play their NCAA regional game against Xavier, which I guess is tonight. So it's always sad when it goes like that, especially a young athlete in the prime of his life, And who would think about drowning? It's just not something we think about. Yet there's quite a few drownings every year. So sad note for the folks in Vanderbilt, and RIP to that young man, and condolences to his family. So unfortunate situation. So we got what we got this weekend. Anything to watch on TV? Probably not, do we? Golf.
Golf will be on this weekend. You know, they're starting to tune up for next weekend. Not next weekend. June 13th through the 19th.
Yeah.
Oakmont.
Yeah.
Is the site of this year's U.S. Open, and so there's.
You know the history of Oakmont?
It's had 12 major championships. I know that.
You know
U.S. Opens.
You know whose home it is?
That's Arnold Palmer's home.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And if you ever went there,
outside of Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
That's correct. And if you ever went there for an Open, which I did back in the day, every blue-collar person in that community loves him some Arnold Palmer.
Now, did you go to the 73rd U.S. Open?
Yes,
1973 U.S. Open?
Yes, I did.
Because it's hosted the 73 U.S. Open, 78 PGA, the 83 U.S. Open, the 94 U.S. Open, 2007 U.S. Open. It's held a PGA in 51, held a U.S. Open in 62 and 53.
Right. Historic.
22, it held the PGA Championship, and in 27 and 35, it held the U.S. Open.
They got some greens in there are really fast, man. I'm telling
35, it plays par 70, 7,254
It's not that long. It's not that long
at all.
Very short, but you got some treacherous greens and some tough shots. It'll challenge people. I tell you what, they say this every year. Somewhere around par won't be a bad score on a golf course, and 400 or 500 could win it.
I talked to a couple guys who went up there to play in that's where they had the 4-ball championships up there. And I talked to some guys that said the way they had heard people talking around there and everything, +2 or +3 would probably be a winning score.
Depends on the weather and how the wind blows. It really is to what because
they're putting that famous U.S. rough. They're bringing that.
Yeah, and they'll make it
rough
tough.
back. Yeah, they're going to make it. They're going to shrink the. They said they're taking 8 yards off the fairways.
Yeah, you know the historic moment what happened there. Of course, you know what it's known for, right?
Oakmont.
Johnny Miller.
Right.
63.
Yeah, he shot the lowest
the
round.
final day.
Right, in the U.S. Open.
And by the way, we all came to the course too late to see it because he was so far
in the
back.
morning, yeah.
So we can't usually get there for the starters, for the leaders.
Right. He had went off at like 8:10 that morning.
So we missed it. We missed it, that historic moment. So there you go. Let me go ahead and thank our guest right now. And appreciate Chief Greg Graham today on Ask the Cops. Good session there. We'll have a video of that informative session talking about how you deal with excessive force on your own police force. His daughter Kaylin dropped by, and her friend George also were there. We couldn't get Terry Bradshaw today. He's out and doing a horse show thing. So when he gets around horses, he's always going to be busy. But we'll get him next week, and we'll talk about his new series, which is going to be coming up. It's this thing called, I guess it's called, what did I say it was called? Something later, or something sooner or later, or finally, or so whatever it is. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Also, coming up next, we've got our Southern Pigskin tonight. So thanks to Luke and thanks to Alan and, of course, Tom. Stay tuned next right here at Southern Pigskin.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Do you remember when summer was a celebration? No schools, no worries, just days packed with your favorite pastime. It was the splendid season you dreamed of all year long. But as you got older and busier, the summer seemed to lose its sparkle. Where did those carefree days go? Well, they're closer than you think. Summer's still sensational at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, where you can come out and play the grown-up way with our affordable summer memberships. Enjoy our championship golf course celebrating the game's greatest holes, hard-true tennis courts, and a state-of-the-art fitness center. Explore our stately 77,000 square foot clubhouse and unwind at our relaxing spa. Don't forget the pool! It's a summer unlike any other, and it's yours with a Golden Ocala summer membership. You can call Golden Ocala at 629-6229 to inquire about a summer membership, or you can visit goldenocala.com to learn more. That's goldenocala.com.
From beautiful
beautiful townhomes to equestrian estates, Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club provides the perfect haven of elegance for any homeowner. Not to mention our championship golf course, award-winning tennis program, state-of-the-art spa, and new luxury equestrian suite. We offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. Call 352-369-6969 today for more information about our latest real estate offerings.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Men who are coupled up are also more likely to go to the doctor because, of course, like my wife, the woman in their life insists that they go. Next time you know you didn't get a good night's rest and something irritates you, take 10-15 seconds to consider how much sleep you got before you go nuts. Being bilingual boosts cognitive development in children and boosts mental flexibility.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is Southern Pigskin Tonight with host Buddy Martin on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Southern Pigskin Tonight. I'm your host, Buddy Martin, coming to you in the centermost outpost of the Southern Pigskin Radio Network from our WOCA studios here in beautiful Ocala. Joined as always by Tom Schmitz. It's June and we can ratchet up the yakety-yak about Southern football as we count it down toward SEC Media Days a little over 5 weeks away. With the media birds flying to Destin, You know what that means. Hoover, Alabama is just around the corner.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
That means we can start the kickoff countdown for 2016, and pad-popping time will be here soon.
Hold on there, linebacker breath. I wouldn't go that far. Let's at least get through the news out of the SEC spring meetings this week.
You mean like all that ruckus about these satellite camps, buddy?
Well, yeah, that's one story. We'll be talking to Paul Feinbaum in just a second about that. He's fresh off the plane from Beachside in Sandestin. We'll also talk about the heat that's on Ole Miss, Hugh Freeze and the AD, Ross Bjork.
We don't need no Feinbaum's expertise for this, buddy.
What do you mean?
Just let old Tom here tell you. Those satellite camps are a crock.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Just another way for the Big Ten to come down here and get its recruiting tentacles into the South for recruiting purposes.
Well, Tom, Nick Saban sort of agrees with you on that. He kind of went off on a rant this week at the SEC spring meetings, as you'll hear from Paul Feinbaum in just a moment. Plus, we're going to say goodbye to one of the greatest voices in college football history after this season.
Yeah, old Vern Lundquist, he's getting long in the tooth, buddy. Time for him to hang up his microphone or whatever it is.
Now, Tom, you hang up cleats and whistles, not microphones. And our buddy Vern, he isn't leaving broadcasting, just moving out of the college football booth right now.
Hey, look, no disrespect to Uncle Vern, okay? But the game won't miss a beat because the guy who slides right in that seat is one of the best.
Indeed. Brad Nessler is a consummate pro, and later in the show, we'll get some special Uncle Vern moments with one of his team members, David Moulton of 993 ESPN and CBS College Football. It may officially be summer in a few days, but to us, that just means a few weeks more until they kick it off.
Matter of fact, next week will be a little over 80 days away.
Really?
But we know it's nearly summer, buddy, because I'm hot.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling the heat as much as some of the players and coaches will be next season.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to discuss who the heat is really on.
Well, we know Ole Miss for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever been to Oxford in the summer?
Yes, I have. I'm talking about the kind of heat here when you're under pressure to perform. Mike Huguenin of GridironNow.com has his list of players who got something to prove